All right, so I'm going to try to show you how to do this drawing. When you go out and sketch, you can really do it in any number of ways. Right now I'm going to do it on the iPad just because it's easier for me to record it this way. But fundamentally, you could absolutely do it on gridded paper. In fact, gridded paper is really perfect. It's just, I'm going to try to do this. We'll see if it works. And if it doesn't work, I don't know. Then we'll try something else. The building that I'm going to try to draw right now is 1216 College Avenue. And the first thing you should do whenever you do this, in any circumstance at all, is please be sure to start by writing the address of the building, especially if you're doing this on paper. But really, regardless of how you're doing this, make sure you start by writing the address. So, 1216 College Avenue. And then what you want to do with these drawings is really try to get the context, right? You're not trying to get the building itself. The building itself you're mostly getting through the actual description that you're doing and through the photos that you're including and that kind of stuff. So that really isn't something that you need to worry about. What you need to worry about is the context of the building. What is happening on the landscape around the building that is interesting, right? So does it have outbuildings? Does it have additions? Does it have landscaping? How is it oriented to the street? So the first thing I'm going to do here is write that College Avenue is here at the bottom and Brent is here. And then if you want to add a north arrow, that's always helpful too. All right. Then this is the corner. What I'm going to do is show where the sidewalk is, that kind of stuff. Do a little bit of erasing here. This is the advantage of doing this digitally, is you can erase your mistakes. Otherwise, you might want to do this in pencil if you're doing this out in the field. This should not take you more than 5 minutes to draw. If it's taking you more than 5 minutes, you are probably putting in too much detail. All right, so don't worry about putting in a ton of detail, especially on the building. The building doesn't matter, right? The building, you just want to know where it is. So that's what I'm doing right now, is showing this building is in the middle, more or less, of this lot. Then it does have an addition on the back. And it has a couple porches, one over here and one over here. This could be a little bit better drawn, but that's fine. All right. So then what you really want to add, again, what's really important here is the landscape. That's what matters. That's what is giving you an idea of how this lot is organized. So I want to emphasize, before you do this, walk around, get a good look at what's there, because sometimes it'll look like something from the front, and then you're in the back of the building and you're like, oh no, this is totally, totally different. So please, please, please do yourself a favor, and always, always, always walk around properly, entirely around the property. Make sure you see the whole thing before you start drawing, all right? Because otherwise you will absolutely 100% make mistakes, and you don't want to. That's a bad idea, right? So here I'm going to add this thing. So this is a shed. So this is a good reason that you want to walk around the whole thing. That's a very bad handwriting. Let's try that again. It might look like a garage, but if you take a look at it, you'll notice that it's actually way, way, way too small to be a garage. Is definitely more a shed. Okay, so there's a walkway in the front here. And it goes all the way to the street. There's also a walkway here with a couple steps. Okay. Alrighty. And there's a porch here. And then we're going to see there's also a ton of fencing on this property. which is the really important thing that you would want to draw and make sure that it's there. So here we've got pavers. This is an enclosed porch. A stamped concrete walkway over here, and same over here. All right, let's see what else. Then we've got a bunch of shrubs and trees all over the place. When I draw shrubs, I just draw basically squiggles. You can do something more artistic if you want, but this is fine. Shrubs. Alrighty. Do a little bit of erasing here of the mistakes I've got. Also notice that I'm only drawing in black. I'm not using any color here. Generally, it's really nice for being able to reproduce this stuff to make sure that it works in black and white, and it's not going to be a problem if it's printed. So that's something to note there. All right, back to this. So this is concrete. Please know the difference between concrete and asphalt. Concrete is gray and asphalt is black. So you should definitely be able to tell the difference very easily. Driveway. Okay, and then there's a ton of fencing, as I mentioned. So this is where you really want to make sure you've got the details right. So there's these blocks in multiple parts of the property. Okay, and then there's the fencing. So there's some over here. And so this is, again, where you want to make sure you don't miss the details, because from first approach, this building looks like it's a single family house. But it's not. It's a two-family house. It's been divided up. And so it's really, really important that you note that you don't make that mistake, right? So metal fence. And I guess these are like masonry posts. Sure. Metal fence. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I almost forgot. If you have a tree, which we do have a couple of those here. We have a tree right here. And let's try to make it actually circular instead of oval. Come on. This software is pretty good, but it's not perfect. And we also have a post right here. So I like to just write P for post and T for tree. Obviously, if it's a tiny little sapling, you don't need to write that. But if it's a big tree, it's useful to show where the footprint of the tree is. It's also really useful to show if there's some significant topography. So if there's a hill, which there isn't here, but if there is, it's nice to show where there's a hill. It's also nice to show if there's particularly prominent greenery, so plantings, that kind of stuff. Anything that's permanent is stuff you're going to want to show. Anything that's temporary, you don't need to show. So For instance, the plastic slide that's in my backyard, who cares? I can pick it up. That you don't need to show. But a shed, a tree, and especially any surface, so driveways, walkways, fencing, that kind of stuff, try to give as much detail as you can. Is it concrete? Is it asphalt? Is it gravel? Is the fence a privacy fence? Is it decorative metal fence? Is it a chain link fence? Try to put all that information in there. But again, the most important is always to put the address on first. That is crucial, crucial, crucial. All right, this is it. I'm going to turn off the recording, and hopefully this has been informative.